Imagine an entire colony of over 100 people vanished without a trace. No graves, no bodies, just a single cryptic word carved into a post. To this day, no one knows where they went or why they disappeared. Today, we're diving deep into one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in American history. The year is 1587. England is eager to establish its first permanent colony in the New World. A group of over 100 settlers, families, craftsmen, even children, set sail across the Atlantic, led by John White. Their destination, Roanoke Island, off the coast of what is now North Carolina. At first, it seemed like the perfect spot for England's foothold in America. But what happened next would leave behind a mystery that still bewilders us today. Life on Roanoke wasn't easy. The settlers faced shortages of food, harsh conditions, and tense relations with local Native American tribes. Supplies were desperately needed, so John White, their governor, decided to sail back to England for help. Here's the twist. His return was delayed. Why? Because when he reached England, the country was on the brink of war with Spain. The Spanish Armada was threatening invasion, and every available ship was needed for defense. By the time John White was finally able to return to Roanoke, it was 3 long years later. When White set foot back on the island in 1590, he expected to be greeted by familiar faces. Instead, the colony was abandoned, houses dismantled, fortifications gone, belongings missing, but no graves, no signs of violence. The only clue? One single word carved into a wooden post, Croatoan, and the letters Crow carved into a nearby tree. White believed this meant the colonists had moved to Croatoan Island, today known as Hatteras Island, where a friendly Native American tribe lived. But storms and bad weather prevented him from searching further. That was his last glimpse. He never saw the colonists again. So, what really happened to the lost colony? The first and most widely accepted theory is that the colonists abandoned Roanoke and sought refuge with nearby native tribes like the Croatoans or the Lumbee. Survival on the island was brutal, so blending in with a community that knew how to thrive in the land made sense. Later explorers even reported seeing Native Americans with strikingly European features, like lighter eyes and fairer hair. Could these have been the descendants of Roanoke settlers? It's a theory that paints the colonists not as victims, but as survivors who simply vanished into a new way of life. But if that's true, why was there no definitive evidence, no records? The silence is deafening. Another possibility points to England's fiercest rival, Spain. At the time, the Spanish Empire controlled Florida and the Caribbean, and they weren't about to let the English expand freely into the New World. Some historians suggest Spanish forces may have wiped out Roanoke in a swift, merciless attack. But here's the mystery. No Spanish records mention such a victory, and the English never confirmed it either. If the Spanish did destroy Roanoke, then they erased not just a colony, but all traces of their own involvement. But what if the truth wasn't hidden by enemies, but by nature itself? Life on Roanoke was unforgiving. Crop failures, scarce supplies, and harsh winters would have tested even the strongest settlers. Some believe the colonists simply abandoned the island, splitting into smaller groups and heading inland in search of food and shelter. But without the resources to survive, they may have slowly perished from starvation or disease, leaving no graves, no markers, nothing to tell their story. A slow, quiet disappearance that left behind only questions. But then again, what if the colonists didn't just vanish by natural means? What if something far stranger was at play? This is where the mystery takes a darker turn. Over the centuries, legends have grown. Whispers of curses, of spirits tied to the land, of forces we still can't explain. Some stories suggest witchcraft. Others hinted otherworldly abductions. And while historians dismiss these tales as folklore, there's no denying that Roanoke has become a breeding ground for supernatural speculation. Pop culture has only fueled this fire, from books to TV shows, keeping the eerie aura of the lost colony alive. Each of these theories pulls us in a different direction, some logical, some terrifying. But none can fully answer the question, what happened to more than 100 men, women, and children who simply disappeared? And all we're left with is a single word carved into wood, Croatoan. In recent years, modern archaeology has uncovered tantalizing hints. Artifacts of European origin, like pottery and tools, have been discovered on Hatteras Island and inland sites, suggesting some colonists may indeed have survived for a time. But still, no definitive proof answers the big question: what became of the entire group? So what do you think really happened to the Lost Colony of Roanoke? Did they join the Cradowan tribe, fall victim to disease, or is the truth still hidden somewhere waiting to be uncovered? Drop your theory in the comments. If you enjoyed diving into this mystery, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about history's greatest unsolved mysteries. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next one, because sometimes the past doesn't give us answers, only questions.